Shalom, everyone. I have some things to share with you all today. And I'm going to share my entire screen. So hopefully when I'm going from tab to tab, you will be able to see everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to test that out right now and make sure it's working. But I have something important to share. I think, you know, in these times, it seems that there is so much happening and everyone is just, you know, getting into this confusion of all the things that are happening. And we're going to go through a bunch of things today. And it's kind of just some studying I've been doing, you know, this evening. I have lots of things to share with you about AI, about necromancy, about Samuel, 1 Samuel 28, you know, and examples in the scriptures that kind of relate to the things that are happening in our world today. And that's why I wanted to make this video, is because, you know, it's so important that we do not mix our beliefs. We know that there is one creator. As it says in Deuteronomy, Debar 6:4, Hero Yahuah is one. And we will read that scripture. But I want to say that it all started in the beginning when, you know, Hasatan has been making people to mix and syncretize beliefs, you know, and the Roman Catholic Church, for example, with Constantine, and Christianity and paganism being mixed together are a perfect example. And you see the mixing of AI and transhumanism, you know, where the line between what is real and what is not, you know, is coming about right now. And my question for you today was, because I've been thinking of this today, is AI a form of necromancy? Or in other words, the conjuring or channeling of a medium or a familiar spirit? Because you do not know what is behind the screen on the other side, whether it is a chatbot computer system or it is an entity that is playing with your mind like a person would play with a cat. Because everyone knows that the cat may not be as intelligent as the human, but that is exactly what AI is doing with people. It is playing with the minds of people. And these last days, you see so many people losing themselves. You cannot even carry on a conversation with people very much these days, because their attention and their focus is just not there. Everything has been handed to them on the internet, and the mixing of beliefs is growing. The internet is so vast, But all it really is doing, I feel, is confusing people to set them up for the anti-Mashiach and set them up for the things that are coming, which is more confusion. Babylon means confusion. But see, we are supposed to be following the way, the truth, and the life. We are supposed to be on the narrow path, following the Torah and the commandments of Yah. We are supposed to be going on the ancient path, walking the ancient path, right? And when you think about the ancient path, it's not about computers. It's not about the new thing. It's all about Yahuah. It's all about our Creator. They want to make everyone think that they can be their own gods, their own Elohim. But we know that Hasatan lied in the beginning, and he is still perpetrating this lie. And so I want to go through quite a few things here and just share even some videos of I hope I don't get a copyright strike, but I want to share an AI video today that was quite revealing. Maybe I'll just play part of it, but for now I want to share by starting this base of the most important part of this whole study is to realize that there is only one, right? Let's read, and I have right here the 2009 split with the New King James Version for those who want to understand the words. I understand this word Elohim as Aluah, right? So it reads, and Aluah spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahuah, your Aluah, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You have no other mighty ones against my face. Basically saying, besides me, against my face, besides me. You do not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of that which is in the Shamu'al, the heavens above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters underneath the earth. You do not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuah, your Aluah, am a jealous awe, visiting the crookedness of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing loving commitment to thousands, to those who love me and guard my commands. You do not bring the name of Yahuah, your Aluah, to naught. For Yahuah does not leave the one unpunished who brings his name to naught. Remember the Sabbath day and set it apart. So we will stop there, but I wanted to share that first part, that verse 3 says here, you are to have no other mighty ones against my face besides me. Let's establish that. No other mighty ones. All right. And for the sake of reading, let's go now to real quickly Deuteronomy 6:4, which reads, Hear, O Yasharah, Yahuah, your Aluah, is one, and you shall love Yahuah, your Luah, with all your heart, your lab, and with all your being, and with all your might. So there is one, right, who came down for us in the flesh in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, who is our Mashiach, to redeem us from our sin, our Hitah. So I wanted to go into first and just show you a few things here. And it appears that my screen is doing all right with going from slide to slide. So I'm checking everything on my my phone here. Let's talk a little bit about syncretism. So first, I'm going to share with you that Constantine mixed paganism and Christianity. I'm just going to read this little short part. I'm not going to go into detail here, but Constantine, the Roman emperor, mixed elements of paganism with Christianity before his conversion to Christianity. He was exposed to pagan beliefs and practices, which influenced his understanding of religion, which is basically religion. Which, let's just stop there for a minute and just talk about that. There is not one religion that is correct. Every single religion is in error, because we are not to follow the churchianity of this world. Sorry, I'm getting a few messages here, but we are to follow the true way of our Father's word, our Creator's words, right? After this conversion, he issued an edict in Milan in 313 AD, granting tolerance to Christians and ending their persecution. His religious policies were a combination of tolerance for some pagan practices and repression for others. So that leads me to, what is religious syncretism? And so I was searching this up, and I found this on not Blue Letter Bible, but Bible Hub, and I thought it was pretty tube, which means good, to read. And so we're just going to read this. There's going to be a lot of reading today, everyone. I want to do a more thorough job of showing what has happened and the mixing that has been happening and is still happening to this day, all the idolatry that is happening in these days. So I may not read it all, but I'm going to read quite a bit of this. So what is religious syncretism mean? Religious syncretism typically refers to the blending or merging of beliefs and practices from various religious traditions into a new system. In many contexts, this mixture is seen as a harmless or even creative approach to spirituality. However, spiritual teaching consistently warns against incorporating elements of other faiths into worship of the one true Aluah. And I don't say this word. I use the word Aluah, which is the Hebrew understanding. Exodus 23, which we just read, which talks about have no other Elohim before my face. This entry will explore the general meaning of religious syncretism, how it appears throughout history, and concerns it raises. The definition of religious syncretism. Religious syncretism involves taking what one believes to be true from different religions and combining them into unified belief system. Over time, new doctrines, liturgical practices, and moral standards arise, diverging from traditional tenets of the singular faith. From a biblical viewpoint, syncretism enacts confusion. Notice that, confusion, rather than clarity. It attempts to blend worship of the Aluah, the God, revealed in Scripture, with outside philosophies or deities. As a result, the distinctiveness of truth, claims of biblical faith or biblical belief becomes obscured. The biblical framework. Scripture emphasizes the exclusivity of worship. For instance, the first commandment states, "You shall have no other gods before me." Exodus 23, which we just read. Aluah's requirement was never to be worshipped along foreign deities, but to be recognized as the one creator and master. Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Yasharah, Yahuah our Aluah, Yahuah is one. We don't say this word. The Apostle Paul also wrote cautionary instructions. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. 2 Corinthians 6:14. This guidance extends beyond simply avoiding idolatry. It underscores the importance of distancing oneself from doctrines or practices that contradict God's revealed truth, or Aluah's revealed truth. The biblical narrative consistently shows that any commingling of belief in Yahuah with other deities brings spiritual compromise. This is exactly what has happened in the past and is continuing to happen to this day. Examples in the ancient world: the golden calf of Yasharal. King Jeroboam set up golden calves in Bethel and Dan, 1 Kings 12, as an alternative means to worship Yah of Israel. Although he claimed this was still worship of Yahuah, mixing idol imagery with genuine worship ultimately led the nation astray. This is basically what happened in the story of Exodus, right? And Moses came down with the commandments and broke the commandments for all that they were doing with the golden calf. Yasharal's neighbors, surrounding nations like the Philistines, Moabites, the Canaanites, influenced Yasharal's religious life by introducing worship of Baal. This word right here basically is the same as Lord. That's what it means. Asheroth and other deities. This introduced child sacrifice, fertility rituals, and idolatry, which conflicted with Yah's commands. 2 Kings 17, 7 through 12. This is a very awesome scripture to read. Samaritan worship. The Samaritans combined worship with Yahuah, of Yahuah, with practices inherited from foreign settlers. 2 Kings 7:24 through 41. Archaeological and textual evidence reveals a leavening of pagan customs within what they believed to be worshipped of the same God of the Jews, of the Yahudim. Historical and cultural perspectives. The Hellenistic worlds. So this word right here, Hellenized or Hellen, this is the Greekified. This is basically, if you look this up, this is everything turning into the Greek theology, right? The Greek words, the Greek gods, and all of that. This is exactly what has happened to our scriptures. It's been Hellenized. After Alexander the Great conquest, Greek culture intermingled with Jewish customs. Some, and this word is incorrect too. We should be saying Yahudim, right? This is the Yahudim. Some Yahudim adopted Hellenistic practices that conflicted with the commandments, a form of cultural syncretism. There it is. Documents like the writings of Josephus note pressures to conform to the Greek lifestyle. This is what was going on. The Roman Empire, the Romans normalized worship of multiple gods, adding foreign deities into their pantheon. Earthly Christian faced pressures to honor Caesar as a god, but such participation would have constituted syncretism. Outside contemporary documents, such as the letters of Pliny the Younger, highlight how Christians refuse to merge loyalty to Mashiach with Roman emperor worship. Number 3, modern adaptations. In certain religions, local traditions incorporated elements of Christianity alongside tribal and animalistic beliefs. This can sometimes manifest as adding biblical language to older pre-existing religion rituals, while presenting as contextualization. It often ends up blending incompatible ideas about Yah and salvation, the consequences. So let's go over this real quick. We're almost done. Erosion of core beliefs. Let's read a few of these. The distinct doctrines about Mashiach's redemption, humanity's sin, and Yah's nature get watered down when foreign ideas are incorporated without discernment. This is what people don't have nowadays, is discernment. Misdirected worship. Genuine reverence of Yah can become muddled when outside deities, philosophical concepts, or ritual practices take the same place of honor. Conflict with scriptural commands. This is important, right? The scriptures repeatedly affirm Yah's unique authority. Syncretism undermines the biblical call to worship the Father in spirit and truth. which is John 4:23. Impact on community. As beliefs blend, divisions can occur. Community members might follow multiple paths. We're supposed to be on one path, not multiple paths. No longer sharing a common foundation. Historically, this has led to confusion over central tenets of faith. There it is again, confusion. This is what it's all about, to confuse everybody with multiple religions and beliefs. Scriptural warnings. Let's hit on this one real quick. The unified witness of Scripture condemns idolatry and hidden forms of paganism within worship of the true Aluah. The prophets railed against Yasharal's attempts to serve Yahuah while borrowing foreign rituals. This is Yirmiyahu 2:11 through 13, which we can read pretty soon. Similarly, Paul's epistles urged early believers to reject any intrusion of strange philosophies. Colossians 2:8. These admonitions remain relevant in any pluralistic society. Faithfulness requires that Yah, as revealed in his word, must remain the foundation of truth, the foundation for truth, rather than the amalgam of religious views. It talks about discernment, biblical truth, commitment to biblical truth. We're going to skip these, but I want to read the conclusion real quickly, and then we'll move on. Religious syncretism at its core is an attempt to combine different spiritual elements into one entity while appearing inclusive or open-minded. That's the key, is it's deceiving because it's trying to appear inclusive or open-minded. It undermines the clarity and truth of biblical faith, of belief. Scripture's authority must stand above all human inventions or foreign gods. And careful discernment is critical for those who seek to honor Yahuah revealed therein. From the earliest examples of the Old Testament or the Tanakh to modern day cultural fusions, religious syncretism consistently dilutes the distinctives of genuine faith. Scripture calls believers to remain faithful, recognizing that there is only one Aluah, one way to salvation, and one truth that transcends the confusion of the fallen world. So I thought, this was in general a pretty, great summarization of what it is. And I also wanted to share a few other things with you, everyone. Did you know that there are churches rising up that are powered by AI? Now, this one happens to be in Germany. Now, this has been happening for some time, and not only are we not supposed to be gathering in churches, but now they have brought sin upon sin, right? And I'm not going to read basically this article, but I want you to see that 300 people supposedly showed up at this place, and this person that you see here is not even a real person. This is an AI generated pastor. I mean, how crazy is this? How crazy is this that people are so blinded by deception that they will sit and listen to a programmed pastor to teach them about the word. It's just, I just can't even believe it, honestly. But yes, that's exactly what they're doing, is blending technology and tradition. Both technology and tradition can be something that is not good, right? Technology can definitely be used for something good, but in this day and age, it's not being used for anything really good, honestly. Except for maybe, some of us are trying to, wake people up with these platforms. So I just wanted to share that with you. And, there's a lot of this happening. I mean, almost everywhere you look, there is just AI images, right? It's like none of this stuff is real, right? And that's what they want to create, is a virtual reality for everyone. I'm kind of going through my information here. So let me share a few other things here. This leads me to one of the problems that I know a lot of us realize that is happening to our society, which is, as time goes on, people are becoming more and more just attached to their devices. So much so that it's like walking zombies, right? Smartphone zombies, And I know these are disturbing images, but I mean, you've all probably seen this one. And I think this is basically where humanity is going, right? And this is what they want. They want you to be mindless and completely dead spiritually. And that's exactly what you will be if you follow their syncretism, their AI gods, and you just follow the beast system. That's what you will get. So, you can actually go to this site here. This is just one of them, everyone. You can go to this site and you can type in text and it'll make a movie for you. It'll actually create a movie for you, right? AI powered movie editor. I mean, how crazy is it that this is something that is happening and people just look at it like it's no big deal? They actually think it's really cool, right? Like, I do not do any of this stuff because I do not believe in associating with anything that is not of authenticity, that is not truth. And AI is something creating just all kinds of stuff. So the next thing I wanted to get into was what really made me start this video was about Second Samuel, or excuse me, First Samuel. But before I get to First Samuel and read that to you, I think I'm going to read the whole scripture, the whole chapter. I'm going to play a little bit of this video, everyone, and I don't know how much of it I can play before I get in trouble, but let's just play a little bit of this video. And I wanted to say before I do play it, viewer discretion advised, because you know, some of these things I don't even like to look at. It's not terribly bad, but this is what the world is coming to, and this is all for entertainment purposes. It's for you know, fair use. YouTube, I'm not trying to steal anyone's data or information. I'm just sharing and reporting on this. So this is fair use if YouTube is watching this. So let's play a little bit of this AI video.
The resistance forces decided to fight back. One day, an explosion rocked the city. The Allies evacuated the rulers, leaving ordinary people to fend for themselves against the monsters that appeared from nowhere.
Hold on, let me start it over, everyone, because it's I gotta blow up the screen here, and it wasn't working. For some reason, it doesn't want to enlarge. So let me start it over. Let me try this one more time. My computer seems to be running a little slow. I think the internet is running a little slow. So let me try this again.
The resistance forces decided to fight back. One day, an explosion rocked the city. The Allies evacuated the rulers, leaving ordinary people to fend for themselves against the monsters that appeared from nowhere. That's when they found the Genesis. From the archives, they learned that the experiment dated back to the Vietnam War era and was based on advanced civilization technologies. They tried to recreate it to heal their world, but apparently they did something wrong. Decades have passed, yet they remain young. Now, seeing La and her friends, they believe things might finally change. Meanwhile, in the past...
All right, for some reason, it played a different video that I was not trying to play. This was not the video I originally found. Sorry about that, everyone. So let me see if I can go back and find it. Yeah, I think this is the one. So,
in a fleeting heartbeat of time, humanity's own creation sparked a nuclear inferno, turning our vibrant Earth into a solemn testament of our own folly. The world as we knew, it was engulfed in nuclear fire, marking the end of an era.
So I clung to a vision, a blueprint for forging a new future from the ashes of the old.
As the dust settles on a world forever changed, a new generation of beings emerges. After 4 billion years of relentless evolution, Earth finally witnessed the dawn of its first cyborg society, a fusion of advanced AI entities and bionic humanoids, a landmark in the saga of life's progression. Influenced by the intellect of their creators, they faced a decisive moment to preserve humanity by fostering a new generation, echoing an ancient tale.
Does any of this look like a world that you want to be part of? I mean, this is just like so transhumanist and so without life. It's quite unnerving and scary. But let's play a little bit of more of this. I'll try to link this video because it does have like a little more to it. It's only 2 minutes and 16 seconds, but I don't know. It's just this is what they're trying to create. You know, this mixing of humanity with technology, and it's going to fail. But they're gonna keep going until the Most High just like stomps them down with his foot.
The first cyborg humanoid intimacy unfolded. A modern Adam and Eve in a dance of creation, rekindling humanity's genesis.
A silent promise of life's continuation, setting the stage for a new era where technology and humanity converge, renewing life itself.
Continuing the legacy they were born from, nurturing human children.
See, they want to create life. I mean, these people are just beyond wicked. You know, they want to find a way to the Shamu'al, right? But what does it say in the scriptures? In John 10, it says, those who try to find another way to heaven, right? They are a thief and a robber. There is only one way to the Most High, and that is through and by Yahushua HaMashiach. And so, yeah, they're going to be destroyed. Their creation is going to be destroyed, whatever becomes of it. So I'm going to stop there with that video. But I wanted to share just a few other things. And then I'm going to read to you something about necromancy and about the chapter of Samuel I was going to read to you. So, is it possible that people could be using AI to conjure spirits and things? Well, there are thousands of search, things you can find about this. But digital necromancy, AI, facilitates communication with the departed, raising ethical questions. So this is a real thing, everyone. I'm not going to read this, but I just want you to know that this is actually something that is happening. People are actually, doing this. So let's talk about what it is. Digital necromancy is the practice of maintaining connection with the departed using AI-based models. It involves reanimating the dead through digital simulations based on their digital traces. So this whole AI thing is much, much darker and deeper than we could even imagine. And we've been warned about this from the very beginning, not to have idols, not to participate in these things. And I know you and I do not do these things, but this is a warning to anyone out there that are Christians, anyone that is out there that is following and trying to seek truth, to consider all these things that are coming upon the world. So with that, I want to go now to end this all with a nice reading of 1 Samuel. And this is important, I believe, because this really shows what has happened and gives a real life biblical example of why we are not to do this. All right, so let's go ahead and read. I'll probably read most of this chapter. And it came to be in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies for battle to fight with Yasharal. And Achish said to Daud, "You know, of course, that you are to go out with me in the army, you and your men." And Daud said to Achish, "Very well, you shall know what your servant should do." And Achish said to David, "Very well, I make you one of my chief guardians forever." And Shamu'al had died, and all Yasharal had mourned for him and buried him in Ramah, in his own city. And Shaul had put away the mediums. These are necromancers. Another word for necromancers is medium. And the spiritist, those who had familiar spirits, from the land. So Shaul had put them away, right? So let's remember this. And Shaul is another word for Saul. Okay, verse 4. And the Philistines were gathered and came and encamped at Shunem. And Shaul gathered all Yasharal, and they encamped at Gilboa. And when Shaul saw the army of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart trembled greatly. And Shaul inquired of Yahuah, but Yahuah did not answer him. Well, I wonder why. I think we know, right? Either by dreams or by Urim or by the prophets. So if you look up this word right here, this king, let me just highlight it so you can see it. This thing is like messing with me. I can't highlight anything. So if look at this word in the Hebrew, let's go there now. And I think that is in verse 6. If you go to verse 6, Urim is page 22:4 or 224, which is lights. Stones kept in a pouch on the high priest's breastplate, used in determining Yah's decision in certain questions and issues. All right, just wanted to, share that so everyone knows what that word was. So let's continue to read. And Shaul then said to his servants, "Find me a woman who is a medium." That's the necromancy, right? A medium. "To go to her and require of her." And his servant said to him, "Look, there is a woman who is a medium at Endor." And you know what I can do, actually? I can also do a parallel here, and we'll use the New King James so everyone can see. So you can follow along here, okay? So we were on verse 7, I believe. Shaul then said to his servants, find me a woman who is a medium. And if you look over here, you can see what they translate as medium, right? To go with her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, look, there is a woman who is a medium in Endor. And Shaul disguised himself and out on other garments and went and put on other garments and went, excuse me, I'm messing up here. And went he and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, please divine for me and bring up for me the one I shall name. But the woman said to him, look, you know that Shaul has done, how he has cut off the mediums and the spiritists from the land. Why then do you lay a snare for my life to put me to death? And Shaul swore to her by Yahuah, saying, as Yahuah lives, no punishment comes upon you for this matter. So this is a major thing, because right here, she was a necromancer, a spiritist, a medium, and Shaul was basically swearing by the Most High that no punishment would come upon her. That was a big no-no, because Yahuah was not with him in that. And the woman said, whom do I bring up for you? So he said, bring up Samuel, which was passed away and dead, right? And when the woman saw Samuel, he cried out with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Shaul, saying, why have you deceived me? You yourself are Shaul. And the sovereign said to her, do not be afraid. What did you see? And the woman said to Shaul, excuse me, I saw a spirit coming up out of the earth. And he said to her, what was his form, or what is his form? And she said, an old man is coming up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Shaul knew that it was Samuel. And he bowed with his face to the ground and did obeisance. And Shamuel said to Shaul, why have you disturbed me by bringing me up? So, I mean, here's, he's basically bringing him up from the dead, right? That's what happened there. And Shaul answered, I am deeply distressed, for the Philistines are fighting against me, and Aluah has turned aside from me and does not answer me anymore, neither by prophets nor by dreams. So I have called you to reveal to me what I should do. Then Shamuel said, and why do you ask me? See, Yahuah has turned aside from you and has become your enemy. Wow. I mean, yeah, this is a major thing that he did. And Yahuah has done for himself as he spoke by me. For Yahuah has torn the rein out of your hand and given it to your neighbor, to David, because you did not obey the voice of Yahuah, nor execute his burning wrath upon Amalek. Therefore, Yahuah has done this matter to you today. Further, Yahuah also gives Yasharal with you into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow, you and your sons are with me. Yahuah also gives the army of Yasharal into the hand of the Philistines. And we'll just read one more verse here. And immediately Shaul fell to the ground, his complete length, and greatly feared because the words of Shamu'al. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no food all day or all night. So I just wanted to show everyone that just because, something can be done doesn't mean that we should do it. As we see here with the example of Shaul, asking a medium to bring up Shamu'al, and doing this, it's basically necromancy, right? It's calling on familiar spirits. And I believe what we are seeing in these times, everyone, is another form of that. By when you go online and you ask and you type in for AI to create something for you, you're asking a medium to do something. You are trying to contact basically familiar spirits. Now, some people don't believe that. People believe that it's just a computer program. But many of us know and realize, when you have the understanding of the end times, that this will get out of hand. And that's exactly what is happening. People are no longer able to discern from true from false, or right from wrong. And it's just a warning. And that's basically what this is just that we must stand for the narrow path, the ancient path. We must stand for the one creator, our Aluah, which is Yahuah, and his Ban, his son, Yahusha, because they are one. And we are not to do any kind of syncretism, not to blend ourselves spiritually or physically with any entity, anything in this world. So I just I wanted to share this all with you, and there's much more that we could talk about, but I will go to the chat now and see who is here. But yes, so I just wanted to share that all with you, and just say that we must follow Yahuah in spirit and truth, in Ruach and Amat. And this world is growing more and more dark as time goes on. I think it's happening little by little, and it's increasing because people say, oh, what's the danger of using a little AI here and there? But I tell you now, everyone, that's how the devil works. That's how Hasatan works. He gets people to basically, he just drizzles a little bit on them here and there, right? And before you know it, people are fully into it. So I'll see if I can play a little bit more of this video, if I can find it again. Where did I put it? Not sure where I put it now. Here it is. All right, so I'll play a little bit more of this video, and then if anyone would like to comment or share anything, please do. I will probably end after this, and I thank you all for coming. But this is what we are trying to stay separate from all of this transhumanism, this AI, all of this, necromancy and syncretism. And this is exactly what they have been doing for a long time, and they are continuing to do. So,
children as their own, they forged a unique society where humans and artificial beings coexist. A unified government and army stand vigilant, guardians against history's repetition, ensuring Earth's safety. Humans learn to live in harmony, transcending barriers of race and gender, embodying a future of peace and equality.
all right, everyone. So that's enough of that. But this stuff looks so real, and if this is the way it looks now, I can only imagine how much worse it's going to get in the future, where the lines between what's real and what's not will be so blurred that people will not know what is real. So I will stop there and open up for any comments if anyone is still here. But I hope you all enjoyed this. This was just something I wanted to share. And may Yahuah barak you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you, everyone. Stay vigilant, stay steadfast, stay in the word, and pray for discernment, because there are more deceptions coming, and we must really be in Yahuah. If we're going to make it through this, we must be in his protection, for he is our refuge. So, shalom, everyone. Until next time.